When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Skims or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. It's home of Shop Pay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/income.
This is The Planted Runner. I'm Coach Claire Bartholic. If you've been running outside during the hot, sticky summer, cooler weather runs are always so welcome. But as summer turns to fall, the kids go back to school and everyone spends a little more time inside. Fall is also the season where colds, flu, and viruses start to go around. Hopefully you'll get through the season without coming down with anything, but if you do get sick, you'll need to take care of yourself. And for runners, the thought of being too sick to run is something you'd rather not think about at all. Maybe you'll go for a run anyway, even if you're running a little fever or coughing and sneezing. Maybe a good run will help you feel better. And besides, you have a schedule to follow. But what if it doesn't? Are there any guidelines to follow to be sure you're not making yourself worse? Let's find out. Welcome to The Planted Runner. I'm Coach Claire Bartholic, and my mission is to help you improve your running, your mindset, and your life with science-backed training and plant-based nutrition. On today's show, I'm going to go over when it's okay to exercise when you're sick, what precautions and modifications you should make to your routine when it's not a good idea to run, and how long it takes to return to fitness after some time off. It's a good idea to listen to this one before you get sick so you know what to expect. But if you found this episode because you're already under the weather, grab a cup of tea, a cozy blanket, and settle in. Don't forget to stay tuned all the way to the end of the episode for another Mental Strength Minute. Fortify your mind in 60 seconds or less. For a little perspective, the idea of running while sick if you're not a habitual runner sounds a little strange. No one's mother said to any child, "Oh, you're not feeling well? Go for a run." Most moms and dads will tell you to rest, drink your fluids, and try to eat something. And that advice still holds true for runners. When you start feeling the symptoms of a cold, the flu, or COVID, take a rest day, skip your run. Running is a deliberate stressor on the body, which is a good thing when you're healthy, but it can needlessly divert healing resources away from your illness. If you want to get better faster, then allowing your body to attack your invader without distraction is the best route. But what if your sickness is mild and lingers on for days or even a couple weeks? Surely you don't have to give up running for that long, right? Well, maybe, maybe not. You're not going to make any friends if you hop on the treadmill at the gym while you're coughing and sneezing, but going for a run alone in your neighborhood or in the woods might just be the thing that makes you feel a little better. But before you try, I encourage baby steps. I'll get to those in just a minute, but first, let's try to outline some guidelines about whether you should even be thinking about a run right now. A general rule of thumb is that if your symptoms are above the neck, a run could be okay and might even help move things around a bit. That would include a little nasal congestion or a runny nose. But if you have a fever, body aches, or fatigue, sore throat, coughing, nausea, or chest congestion, it's far better to stay home and rest. Anything that is affecting your lungs is a clear sign not to run. If you try to run anyway, you'll likely feel a burning sensation in your lungs or in the top of your throat as your body struggles to stop you from doing such a foolish thing. Your heart is forced to work harder as it tries to both power your run and deal with the stress of the illness. If you happen to have some kind of underlying heart issue, either known or unknown, running while sick can expose you to extra risk. Another time to toss out that rule of thumb is when you go ahead and run with a head cold and you come back feeling worse. That is your body telling you to chill out and relax with a cup of chamomile. Taking a couple days off or even a couple weeks off will not impact your fitness very much at all. Another good rule of thumb here is that you can gain back any fitness lost in about the same time as you took off. So if you needed to rest for 2 weeks, you can get back to your pre-sickness level in about 2 weeks of good training. This is all very individual, of course, and some runners will bounce back quicker than others, but taking the time to heal will not completely derail all your progress. But fighting this process certainly can. Okay, so running's on the shelf for a while. What can you do to help get better faster? And is there any kind of exercise that is acceptable when you're under the weather? I'll go over that and how to get back to running safely right after this. I want to tell you about a unique opportunity for you to get stronger, faster, and stay motivated to hit all your running and nutrition goals this year, and that is to join the PR team. Each member of the team gets a custom training plan made by me for you based on your unique fitness, goals, and lifestyle. Everything you need to crush your running dreams is included, such as strength training, recovery, and even cross-training if you want it. I include weekly mental strength training as well as tips and nutrition guides. But here's where it gets really cool. The group has its own page in the app where we share workouts, ask training questions, and get feedback from me and the other teammates. And each week I create an exclusive private podcast just for the team based on the questions I get and what I see in their training each week. And I usually end up sharing behind the scenes and exclusive sneak peeks with the team that I don't share anywhere else. So instead of joining a Facebook group or sitting through another Zoom call, you get to listen to tailored advice on the run, and you don't have to do all of this alone. If you are ready to take your running to the next level and join an amazing team of runners, head to theplantedrunner.com/group and join us today. It's more affordable than you think, and I can't wait to have you.
There is no hood like parenthood. When you meet a fellow parent, you just kind of get each other on a whole nother level. Hi, I'm Kanika Chadda Gupta. I'm a former CNN journalist, mom of 3, including twins, and host of That's Total Mom Sense, the podcast. I interview change makers on their life lessons, legacy, and superpower of intuition, aka their mom sense and dad sense. I've had some pretty amazing parents on my show.
Hey, what's up? I'm Kelly Rowland.
Hi, this is Chelsea Clinton. It's me, Bobby Brown. Can't wait to share my story.
Episodes release every Thursday. Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and on YouTube. Join my tribe at thatstotalmomsense.com and follow me on Instagram at Kanika Chadda Gupta. I'm thrilled to be on this journey with you.
Welcome back to The Planted Runner. I'm Coach Claire Bartholic. When you're too sick to do much of anything, it's pretty clear you should stay in bed and rest. But when you're more borderline, it can be hard to know what makes sense. After all, runners hate to get out of their routines or risk their hard-earned fitness, right? But you will get through this as long as you play it safe and don't try to push through it. Besides rest, the first thing you want to focus on is hydration. When your body is fighting an active infection, it needs more fluids than usual to do its job. Dehydration will make everything worse. This is one of the times where drinking to thirst might not be enough, so aim for a little more than usual. If your urine is pale yellow, that's a good sign that you're doing it right. Next up is nutrition. You might not feel like eating much of anything, especially if your illness has affected your sense of taste or if you have nausea. Again, this is where your mom was right. Try to eat a little something anyway. If it's really bad, just try to eat whatever you can tolerate. If you can tolerate a variety of foods, this is definitely the time to focus on the most nutrient-dense options like a rainbow of fruits and vegetables. As far as supplements go, a standard multivitamin is probably sufficient for most people. There have been some interesting studies showing that for marathon runners or other heavy exercisers, taking in a little extra vitamin C can help prevent and shorten the common cold. But too much of a good thing can cause nausea, diarrhea, and even kidney stones. So stay away from the mega doses. A few studies have shown zinc to be helpful, but again, it's better to get it from real foods like chickpeas or pumpkin seeds rather than a supplement. So when you know a run is out, what can you do instead? If your issues are mainly in your lungs, but the rest of your body is feeling okay, you can try some gentle non-aerobic activity. This could be light yoga or some mobility, stretching, or even maybe some lighter strength moves that don't get you breathing too hard. If you're feeling up to moving a bit more, try heading out for a walk instead of a run. This should also be your first choice before you attempt a run. You'll know fairly quickly if it was the right choice, if it feels pretty good during and after. If you are absolutely wiped out after your walk, it's time to go back to another rest day. Then the following day, you can try a walk again. Once you have a day or so of walking behind you and you're feeling better, you can try a run. I always advise a shorter than normal run just as a test to make sure you're really on the mend. If that goes well, you should be able to return to your normal routine in a couple of days. Of course, if you have any cardiac-related symptoms while running, that is also a sign you should stop immediately and talk to your doctor. This would be shortness of breath, heart palpitations, irregular heartbeats, chest pain, or wheezing. These are serious signs that should not be ignored, whether you are recovering from an illness or not. The typical common cold lasts about 7 to 12 days, so try to be patient and allow your body's defenses to do their job. You'll be back to running before you know it without losing much fitness at all. And now it's time for the Mental Strength Minute. Fortify your mind in 60 seconds or less. Today's topic is have an abundance mentality. Runners can often get trapped in a scarcity mentality. You may restrict food because you think it might help your running, or you might get really hard on yourself if you miss a run, or maybe run slower than you wanted to. Everything you eat becomes precious. Every run is ultra important. Every interval missed is a wasted opportunity to improve. Instead, shift your perspective to abundance. Eat to fuel your running and improve your performance. Let go of the run you missed because there will be another one tomorrow. And don't sweat your missed splits. It just lowers the bar so you can try again more easily. When you move from a view of scarcity to one of abundance, it allows you to let go of what's not important and truly enjoy the process. Thank you for listening to The Planted Runner, part of the Evergreen Podcast Network. Don't forget that you can win free access to one of my sprint session masterclasses just for writing an Apple Podcast review. So be sure to write yours right after your run today. Reviews are the #1 way to boost this show's reach, and it's a great way to tell me what you'd like to hear next because I read every single one. Have a great run today.
Women's Running Stories, where we explore the intersection between running and life. Because every woman who is committed to a running journey has a story to tell, and this is where you'll find those stories. I am host and producer Cherie Louise Turner. I'm a 53-year-old runner, and together with original music by musician and runner Cormac O'Regan, we bring these inspirational stories to life. Please join us to fuel your adventures.